Alright, let's get into this. This is probably going to be the reddest video I've ever made. Red rum, red rum. Anyway, I got a bit of a mix here of the blood red rain and, like the algae blooms, the blood rivers. So I'm doing two separate videos, but I'm using the, pictures for both, just for dramatic effect and everything. So anyway, let's just jump into this. So maybe some of you guys may have heard of this. It's a rare phenomenon, but it does happen, and it's known as the red rain phenomenon. And it's kind of one of those things that you don't see too often, but there's so much prophecy and everything, and omenism. Omenism, I don't know if that's a word, but I just made it up. But you get what I'm saying. Like it has so much. There's so many theories about it, and it's just very interesting. So anyway, red rain in July 25th, 2001, at Kyotaman and Iduk district of Kerala in India. A stunning phenomenon blew the society's mind as red rain poured down from the sky. A very loud thunderclap and a flash attracted their attention. It was right after that. The mysterious rain didn't last for more than a few minutes. However, a series of red rains was reported within 10 days since the noted day. At the same time, leaves in the surrounding areas looked burnt. In September, the red rain stopped. Okay, so the history. So I'll scroll down here a bit. Red rain, red rain or blood rain phenomena has been dated back for centuries. The first red rain ever reported is in the 8th century BC, as was written down by Homer Iliad. It was believed that the red rain was actually blood and a bad omen until the 17th century AD. By that time, people tried to find natural reasons to provide answers for the phenomenon. In the 19th century, some theories were discussed. Some said red rain is caused by red dust dissolving in the water, or influenced by certain microorganisms. Two, the theories for Kerala red rain. There were some theories provided to explain the phenomena in Kerala as being such as dust from the Arabian desert. Days before the red rain fell, a cloud of dust was detected in the atmosphere near Kerala, in rows of speculation that the red rain was caused by the dust. This theory has been excluded once scientists didn't find desert sand as one of the particles in the red rain. Dust as a result of the Mayo volcano eruption in Philippines. KK, let's see if I can pronounce his name right. Sederharan Pilya, a senior scientific assistant in India Meteorological Department, stated that the red rain must be a cause by dust and acidic materials of Mayon volcano from Philippines, which erupted in June and July of 2001. It could explain why the leaves around the red area are looking like they are being burnt. He thought the eastern equatorial jet stream was the one responsible for transporting the materials to Kerala. However, the theory was also eliminated soon after the volcanic particles could not be found in the rain. Exploding materials from a meteor. At first, Center for the Earth Sciences Studies, CESS, stated a possibility that the red particles in the rain was coming from a meteor which exploded and disappeared about 1 ton of materials. However, the theory was later doubted since they had no idea how the debris of the meteor kept on falling down to the same location for a long time, unaffected by the wind. Later, the CESS found out that the particles which caused the unusual color of the rain were more likely spores. The samples of the particles were later sent to a tropical botanical garden and research institute, the TBGRI, for further investigation. The spores were apparently licensed from an algae from the genus Trinifolia. The spores could both be found from the rainwater and the trees at the area. Thus, both CESS and the TBGRI concluded that the explanation of the red rain could be found around the trees in the area. The scientists decided to visit the location of the red rain on August 16, 2001. They found stunning discoveries. Almost all the plants and rocks were covered within Trinifolia, and with a lot of quantity, which was possible to cause such rain of spores. The report that they have heavy rains like in Kerala, which weeks before the red rain could have caused a widespread growth of lichen, which later the spores were upraised to the atmosphere by the evaporation process. The spores were then back to the ground as the rain came. Crendifolia is a spore which causes the red rain in trees. The scientists were not all 100% sure about the theory, but they couldn't find a more satisfactory explanation about what could cause such phenomenon. Other than the Kerala red rain, similar phenomena were also reported in Europe many times, and the newest report is on November 15th, 2012 to December 27th, 2012, when rain fell in Sri Lanka. Okay, well, there we go. So that's an interesting thing, but think about it this way. This makes me think of a totally kind of unrelated topic to a point, but Shakespeare. Actually, it's not an unrelated topic because of the Shakespearean apocalypse of, I forget the year, 1868, or 1668, sorry, whatever year it was. The Shakespearean zombie apocalypse. Research that one. I did a video on that a long time ago, but basically during one of Shakespeare's plays, a nearby town basically was infected by a form of botulism by a so-called passing meteor. Now, this made these people go into complete psychotic rage, and of course they started, acting like zombies and trying to eat everybody. And as they poured into the theater while the play was going on, they were killing the people, piling the bodies up underneath the stage, and the audience apparently thought this was a part of the play. So yeah, so that was an interesting thing. But it just gives you an idea that some scientists theorize that all life on Earth came from outer space, via meteors or whatever space rocks crashing into the planet with microorganisms on it. But there's also, is there a space rock out there with the perfect bioweapon on it? Who knows? Think of these spores, if they were to act more like an asbestos. That could be very devastating. Now, that said, other explanations too is if you think of the pollution levels in places like India and China and stuff like that, that could be responsible for it too. There's not a 100% explanation here. It's theories. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's not 100% proven yet. So it's interesting. Now, from the biblical side, I guess if people, especially being, very religious way back in the day, seeing red rain come down, the only omen they would take it for is blood rain. But let's say it would have been purple or blue or something like that, or green, or fluorescent pink. Who knows what other colors you could think of? And there are algae that actually, are a lot. They're not all red. There's algae that are all kinds of colors: blues, greens, yellows, browns. There's all kinds of colors. But the red would definitely have more of a doom and gloom kind of symbolizing to it for sure, which makes it a very interesting topic. But I just thought, something different for you guys to see. These kind of weird phenomena and stuff that we see around the planet. I do like that kind of video kind of direction that I'd like to be going to. It opens up so much more conversation, but it also gets people aware of the world outside their own, everyday lives, that, things are going on. But it also shows you how, life can just kind of manifest itself in many strange forms. And, well, if you have like spores like this, okay, right now they don't seem to be extremely deadly, but I can imagine it's one of those things that over time probably wouldn't be healthy for you if it has enough ability to kind of make the leaves look burnt. So, if you're breathing that in, what kind of health problems could something like that create? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, very interesting. So if you like this kind of content, please consider making a donation. Channel links down below. Thank you so much to everybody who has. Next time, rate, subscribe, share, comment, like. Be true to yourselves, be true to others. Always do the right thing, and have yourselves a great day. Eh? G'day, hi, and welcome. Alright, let's get into this. This is probably going to be the reddest video I've ever made. Red rum. Anyway, I got a bit of a mix here of the blood red rain and, like the algae blooms, the blood rivers. So I'm doing two separate videos, but I'm using the, pictures for both, just for dramatic effect and everything. So anyway, let's just jump into this. So maybe some of you guys may have heard of this. It's a rare phenomenon, but it does happen. and it's known as the red rain phenomenon. Uh, and it's kind of one of those things that you don't see too often, but there's so much prophecy and everything and omenism. Omenism, I don't know if that's a word, but I just made it up. But you get what I'm saying. Like it has so much. There's so many theories about it, and there's also it's just very interesting. So anyway, red rain in July 25th, 2001, at Kyotaman and Iduk district of Kerala in India. A stunning phenomenon blew the society's mind as red rain poured down from the sky. A very loud thunderclap and a flash attracted their attention. It was right after that. The mysterious rain didn't last for more than a few minutes. However, a series of red rains was reported within 10 days since the noted day. The limit, at the same time, leaves in the surrounding areas looked burnt.